Well, too bad. Because let me tell you something. If you don't want somebody to call you that, then you don't do things like this. He didn't show Biden and everybody else. They just showed the Obama part. So it doesn't matter what it clicks and scrolls to.
But they didn't do it on purpose,
this is an unforced
Chris, which
error.
is the issue.
In this video, we watch the narrative collapse in real time. A sitting president posts a video depicting Barack and Michelle Obama as apes. The defense? It was an accident. Watch closely how Chris Cuomo dismantles this excuse. Let's watch this together and I'll give my 2 cents at the end.
Host of Katie Pavlich tonight, Katie herself. Good to have you. Happy Friday.
Hey, Chris. Thank you for having me. Good to see you. Happy Friday.
What does this mean? Not so much the monkey business. What does this intense messaging that the elections were rigged mean about the disposition towards the midterms for the administration?
Well, first, I think it's really important to point out that the outrage over the depiction at the end of a scroll video, which then automatically went to another video, was not vindictive in nature. Was it a mistake? Yes. Did it cause a problem for the White House all day today? Yes. Is the president upset about it? And there's new reporting out tonight that there are a number of White House staffers who are upset that this occurred because of the narrative all day was not on the fact that last night President Trump announced Trump RX, which means that medication prices are going to go down for Americans because Europeans now are going to pay their fair share when it comes to investment in drugs and the ROD that comes into the research of those drugs. We're not going to be subsidizing Europeans anymore for our medication. They're not talking about the Dow that hit an all-time high today. They had that
the Benghazi
press conference
arrest
from the Department of Justice about Benghazi, exactly, where they brought justice after 14 years for 4 Americans who were killed in that attack. And so, yes, it was not handled the best way. They should have immediately investigated it and realized that it was an automatic scroll into a video, which, as you did play, depicted a number of people and animals. Is it silly? Yes. But was it vindictive, and does it classify the president of the United States as a racist? No. And I think if you look at his policies, people in his cabinet, the people who have visited the White House, including Nicki Minaj recently, to call him a racist or to imply that he is one based on that video is very disingenuous and lacking context.
Well, too bad. Because let me tell you something. If you don't want somebody to call you that, then you don't do things like this. He didn't show Biden and everybody else. They just showed the Obama part. So it doesn't matter what it clicks and scrolls to.
But they didn't do it on purpose,
this is an unforced
Chris,
error.
Which is the issue. It is an unforced error, but that's very different than being vindictive about it and doing it on purpose. It is an unforced error.
Well,
it's very different than purposely clipping it to show that.
Well, first of all, it was absolutely purposely clipped to show the Obama part. It was just part of a much bigger video. That's not the beginning. Well, it's not the beginning of the video.
It was an automatic scroll.
It's not the first thing you would see.
It was an automatic, right, because it's the end of the video, which automatically scrolled into the next video. That's what happened.
Oh, no, I know. I understand how buffering and queuing works. What I'm saying is somebody made a choice.
It was a vindictive portrayal of the Obamas.
You call it what you want.
And what happened?
And let me tell you something. If I do something like that, if I did that, first of all, I'd probably get fired. But if I did that, guess what people would call me? A bigot. You know why? That's a bigoted thing to put out. That's why. And we both know it.
I agree, Chris. I agree with you that if they purposely only clipped this portion on purpose, it would be bigoted. It would be disgusting. But they didn't purposely clip this portion on purpose. It was part of another video that got scrolled into automatically after they were portraying the other video, which is the one they were clipping for the feed. They didn't watch it all the way to the end. So there's a difference between vindictively clipping a video to show the Obamas this way, which is not what happened. It was an automatic scroll to a video which depicts a whole bunch of other politicians in these ridiculous animal costumes. Is that silly politics? Yes, but to argue it was done because President Trump is a racist and to portray the Obamas this way purposely.
I'm not arguing that he is a racist. I'm not saying he's a racist. Listen, Katie, words matter. Context matters, as you say. You want the defense of it, use it as a sword and a shield. So if you do something like this, this is a racist thing to do. It doesn't mean you're a racist necessarily, but what you did invites the racism, okay? And what's more important is, you know what I do if I did this by mistake? You know what you do if you did this by mistake? You say, I'm sorry. That's what you say, because
I
you
agree.
are mortified. You are mortified.
I agree.
Not him. Not
agree.
him. I did nothing wrong. I have nothing to apologize for. I don't care if you're offended. And then Katie, and then Levitt comes out there, bloodlessly and says, oh, this is all on you, fake outrage. Senator Tim Scott didn't think that. Is he a dope?
Well, Chris, the best thing for them to do was to say, this was a mistake. This was not done on purpose.
Yep.
Here's the full video that was scrolled into the previous video that was being posted by a staffer on the president's True Social account. That's not what they did. And then it caused a problem for them all day long. But again, I'm very glad you just showed the full context of the video, which portrays a number of politicians in animal costumes. So not sure how you can make the case that it was only racist against 2 people portrayed in the video and not the rest of them portrayed in the video.
Okay, if you want it to be disgusting and prejudicial towards everybody, I'll concede the point. Let me ask you something else.
It's racist against Trump to say he's a lion costume? I mean, this doesn't make any sense.
No, but your rationale, your analogy makes no sense. Again, this is a very simple fact pattern.
Your analogy makes no sense.
You took... Oh,
so you're calling it racist. You're saying it's a racist fact pattern? Where's the fact pattern?
No, look, Katie, I know you need that. Katie, I know you need that to give you some kind of high ground that this is being taken too far, but this is on you. He doesn't apologize. He doesn't contextualize it. He doesn't say anything is wrong that he ever does, and then you're surprised that people come at him and to say that it's overreaction? It's nonsense. It's political malpractice in the main.
I'm actually not surprised at all.
It's mean-spirited. It's dark. And it's ugly, and everybody knows it. Let's move on.
I'm not surprised at all that this happened today. I said that. I said they should have done it better from the beginning. I'm not surprised there was outrage.
Well, they left it up for 12 hours.
It wasn't done vindictively.
Look, Katie, all I'm saying is you can say that. I don't know that. If you know how it happened, okay, great. But all I'm saying is this. When you're explaining you're losing in politics, and there were a lot of other things they could be talking about.
I agree.
The specific one is health care is not a cudgel. You know how sometimes we come up with issues that you're just not good on, so I keep hitting you with it. But it's not really the most important issue in the world. This is, and it's gaining momentum, and the president said something that I thought at the time, ooh, that could be good. He said, I'm going to call in all these cats, and I'm going to bring them in, and I'm going to sit them down, and I'm going to say, this is going to happen, with or without you. How do you want it? That's a great idea. Where is it?
Did you catch the maneuver? You just watched the masterclass in modern political gaslighting, and we need to break it down step by step because this is the playbook they use every single time. First, look at the defense. It was an auto-scroll. It was a mistake. It was the Lion King. Notice how the guest, Katie Pavlich, spends the first 3 minutes trying to drag the conversation into the technical mechanics of a social media app. This is intentional. By forcing Chris Cuomo to argue about buffering and automatic playlists, she is actively stripping the incident of its moral weight. They want you to debate how the video played so you forget what the video actually depicted. Second, watch the pivot to boredom. This is a classic dilution protocol. The moment the racism accusation sticks, the moment Cuomo points out that Tim Scott, a Republican senator, called this the most racist thing he's seen, Pavlich immediately pivots to Trump RX and European drug subsidies. Why? Because they know they cannot win on the issue of decency. So, they try to bore you into submission with policy minutiae about pharmaceutical companies. They are betting that if they talk about the stock market long enough, you'll forget that the leader of their party just posted imagery used by segregationists for a century. And finally, the refusal to apologize. Cuomo nailed it. A normal person, upon accidentally posting something so historically charged and offensive, says, I am mortified, I'm sorry. The refusal to do so isn't strength, it's a signal to the base. It tells them, we will never give an inch to the other side, even when we are objectively wrong. This wasn't just a debate about a video, it was a demonstration of a political strategy that relies on the exhaustion of the audience. They count on you getting tired of being outraged. They count on you accepting it was a glitch as a valid excuse for bigotry. Don't let them auto-scroll past the truth. If you want to see more videos like this, hit the like and subscribe buttons and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you don't miss a video.